Good morning, everybody. I'm Ken from Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and we're here today to talk about how do I keep our vacuum maintained and running like new. So all of us have a vacuum in our home, I hope, and a lot of times we don't think about servicing them or cleaning them or know really what to do with those. So today I'm going to go through 3 different models of vacuums, 2 vacuums and a carpet extractor, and show you what you can do at home to keep it running and running like new, basically. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to first start with a bagless vacuum cleaner. I chose the Hoover bagless. That's a model we carry. A lot of people have bagless vacuums in the house, and one thing we just kind of think, okay, I can just take this, open this, dump the dirt, and that's all I have to do. But actually, there's actually a lot of maintenance, especially on a bagless vacuum. There's typically more maintenance on a bagless vacuum than there is on a bagged machine. And I'm going to go through some of these things for you today. So most all vacuums out there have 2 filters in them. They can be in different locations, but there'll be 2 filters. One, they're called a pre-filter and a post. So a pre-filter will be a filter before the motor, and a post will be at the end of the motor, or at the motor for the exhaust. So on a bagless Hoover, we open this up, and we've got this little sponge filter right here. Now you'll notice there's a little water faucet on here, okay? Hoover says you can wash these, and you can for a bit. You also might have a filter that says lifetime. Remember, everything has a lifetime. So a lifetime doesn't mean this will go on and on and on forever. Once it gets really dirty and impacted with dirt, you do need to replace these filters occasionally. Filters are a key to a vacuum cleaner, because you've got to have airflow going through. Airflow is what picks dirt up and puts it into the bag or into the dump container. If these filters get clogged, you reduce the airflow and you don't have as good of suction cleaning. So that's why a lot of times people will come in and say, boy, this doesn't clean like it did when I first bought it. And it's normally because of the filters and the brush rollers. And we're going to talk about that. So you open this little lid, you take this filter out. You can wash these. I don't really particularly like to do that because they take a good 24 to 48 hours to dry. You do not want to put this in your machine until it's completely dry. You might touch and go, yep, feels dry, but inside it's not. And it takes a long time. Now in the summertime, when it's nice and 80 degrees outside, it dries quicker. In the wintertime, it takes a lot longer because we have a lot of rain and a lot of humidity up here. So another way you can clean this is you can take your secondary vacuum and vacuum it out. Or again, you can wash it, but you want to make sure you keep these nice and clean. Take this off. You can also just kind of wipe it off with a damp cloth when you see a lot of animal hair and fuzzies and things like that in here, okay? Your dirt container will actually come apart, and what you want to do is they will normally twist apart one way or the other. You will see that there's a little, kind of hard on the video, but there's a little notch in here where that fits in and locks in. And why this is important is take this out, take a damp rag and wipe this down and clean it up. You have a dog or cat at home, mostly dogs are the problem. You ever turn your vacuum on and you get that smell of your dog blowing around in your room? That's because your vacuum's dirty, okay? And a way you can help prevent that is by keeping that clean. Going in here, this is where all the dirt comes through. You'll get all kinds of hair and dog hair and all kinds of gunk in here. Make sure you wipe this all down and clean this out. If you have access to like a little air compressor, that's really great. You can take this outside and blow it. Or you can take this and just tap it lightly on something like a piece of wood. I don't normally would tell you to do it on a sidewalk, but like on a piece of wood, and that will drop the debris out that gets caught up inside here. So kind of a quick little maintenance for you. The real important thing is to make sure that when you have any vacuum, it's an appliance or it's a tool, and you want to have them serviced. You know, it's like your car. You can own a Mercedes or a Hyundai, but you still have to get an oil change done. You should bring in your vacuum cleaner at least every year, every couple of years, depending on your cleaning situation, to get it serviced. And we take it all apart. We have the tools to blow and clean all this out and get it all back to like new condition. So we've got our pre-filter right here. We'll put that back in. That just sits right inside the top of this, okay? And then we have our HEPA filter, which is going to be right here. That's what they call the post filter. This filter is not washable, okay? So this typical HEPA filtration on a vacuum, a HEPA filter will last about 50 hours or about 1 year, depending on your living situation. If it's just you live in a condo in downtown Bellevue, you probably can get a couple years out of this. Live out in the country on a horse farm with 4 kids, you're going to want to change this probably every 6 months, because it's going to get really impacted with dirt, and it's going to reduce the airflow going into your motor. When we talked about reducing the airflow earlier, we talked about that really cuts down on your cleaning, but it also creates a lot of stress on your motor, because it will make your motor get actually overheated sometimes, and can create a lot of problems with that. So this is a big guy. Make sure you get this all clean and serviced and clean out, wipe it all down. Again, filters about once a year or so. And then the other area you want to really focus on in your vacuum cleaner is going to be the brush roller area. So what I do is I just bring this down. I don't like to get on my hands and knees down on the floor. So we all have a kitchen counter at home. So you can actually just set this on a counter like so and have it rest on the handle. This gives you really nice access to get in here and clean up your brush roller. Now, if you're in a hurry and you don't want to take the bottom plate off, but you look in here, you're going to see hair and dental floss and all kinds of goodies in this brush roller. You want to keep this clean, okay? Because 2 things that make a vacuum work, talked about, 1, airflow. The second is agitation, and agitation is created by this brush roller. So I'm going to show you real quick just how to access a brush roller with this model, and they just will have, depending on, anywhere from about 4 to 6 screws to take the bottom plate off. And if you look at this and go, oh no, Ken, I'm not going to do that, but I do want to get some of the goodies out of there. We sell these. These are called seam rippers that we use in the sewing side of the world, and they are the easiest thing to get in and just start cutting the hair and string with it. And it's fantastic, because once you cut that hair and string, it will fall off the brush roller, or you can actually pull it up, and then it's going to get sucked into the vacuum cleaner. So these seam rippers, you got to have one. They're amazing for keeping your vacuum clean. The bottom plate lifts right off, and then you'll see inside here, now we've got complete access to our brush roller. So if you do want to take a little bit extra time, then you can actually pull the brush roller out. You can wipe in here and clean, because this brush roll tray in here is going to get built up with all kinds of goodies and junk in there. And that, by just pulling this out, then you can get in there and clean in there and get it all taken care of and cleaned up. So that will be really important for you. When you go to put the bottom plate on, you're just going to set it right back on, just like so, and then just go ahead and put your screws on. Now, if you're going to use a cordless drill, what you want to do is you want to make sure you put that down to the 1, because you do not want to strip this or break the plastic. This plastic if you own some of the Bagless Vacuum Cleaner, Shark, Hoover, they can be a little bit brittle on the plastic, and especially if they're a year or 2 old. So you might want to just use a regular screwdriver. For today, I just use the cordless drill, but a regular Phillips screwdriver will work. And I'll just put this right back on. And the last thing I want to show you is, especially if you have pets, you will find, oops, forgot one. It's always good to double check everything, make sure you got it all done. You will find that the bottom plate down here, notice how this is all new and shiny and red? This will start to get like grease built up on there. It will be black, it can be brown, whatever it is. But you could find a lot of debris built up on this bottom plate. Most of it is oils from your animal hair that's on your carpet with a combination of dirt. Take some like 409 or something like that on a rag and clean this all off. It will help glide the machine across the carpet better, and it again helps with your cleaning. And then when you're all done, what I like to do, your vacuum has dust everywhere on it, right? My favorite thing in the whole world, and I don't get paid by Pledge to talk about this, but I use Pledge on everything for vacuums. Put a little bit on a rag, then I can wipe everything down, wipe all my tools, and now my vacuum is all clean, ready to go. And actually will help you keep your vacuum running a lot longer. So the average life of a bagless vacuum today, in most cases, just so you know, if you wanted to know, about 3 to 4 years. That's about their life expectancy in most cases. And so maintaining it will help keep it going as long as it possibly can. The next thing I want to talk about real quick is carpet extractors. So a lot of people have carpet shampooers in their house, right? And what we see all the time coming in, carpet shampooers have a shorter life expectancy. And I always tell my customers, they have about a 2-year or so life expectancy, or less than 1 year if you loan it to your neighbors or kids. So they're kind of a fragile little machine. One thing you want to do on a carpet extractor is you want to make sure that when you are done, you want to drain all of your water out of the machine. You want to leave the caps off so it can get air in there and it doesn't make condensation in the tank, okay? Very important, or that's going to smell and it will create problems down the road. Your dirty water tank, you're going to want to take this off, and you're going to, this is where all your dirty water goes. This is the muck and junk, right? This filter is washable, of course. Just wash that out. Wash both of these containers, the top and bottom of this container, really well, and then leave them out to dry. Don't put them back together and put them on the machine. You really should let them sit for a good day, and then you can go ahead and once they're dry, you can put them back on the machine. Biggest mistake people make is they leave either the fluids in here or in here, and it creates a lot of problems for the machine, and it actually will shorten the life expectancy a lot. Then the other thing that you want to do, and Hoover's kind of nice about it, this gets all gunked up, and you're always going to have things get caught in here. That's hard to get out and clean. There is a little tool that we have that we use, and we can, right here. They come with your machine. If you didn't get one, you can always order one of these, but that will go in and clean out all your hair and dog hair and kitty hair and whatever else you might have stuffed up in here. Again, you can open this up, run fresh water through here, reversing it, going back this way, because this is where all the dirt comes in, and rinse this all out, and again, set and let it dry really, really well. That is the key to keeping this carpet extractor going longer. When you go to look at the brush roller area on this, you're not going to want to take these out. You can, certain models you can pop out and clean, but really the best thing to do, you can take this, you can get in there and get all the hair and string in there, and then just wipe this down. This one will pop out, but some of your brands, if you have a Bissell or one of those, they're not quite as easy to take the brush roller out, and I really wouldn't do that at home, because then you get yourself with all kinds of parts and pieces laying around. But keep this clean. The key thing is make sure you wash this all out and let it dry really well. All right.
Now, Ken, do you need to use any special water for your carpet extractors?
Nope.
Or is tap water fine?
Tap water is just perfect. Yep. You do, though, I will say, since we're talking about that, make sure that you use extraction shampoo. We get a lot of people with some really creativity in their minds about what they think they can use on here. No Pine Sol, no OxyClean, none of those things, because these all have these plastic lines right in, plastic tubes. And if you use any other than an extraction shampoo, this will actually clog. And I've actually seen these where they kind of melt because people have used such harsh cleaners in there trying to clean their carpet. So make sure you use extraction shampoo. And we carry a really great shampoo that's locally made by Klinka. So for the 4th time, I'm just going to go ahead and sift this down, and I will put that back together in a little bit. Just takes a minute to put these together, but I want to make sure we get everything covered. All right. Next thing, we're going to go with our bagless vacuum, or I'm sorry, bag vacuum. So a lot of times customers come in and say, well, what's the difference between bag or bagless? Or I hear mostly, I never want to buy bags again. I want a bagless. Well, you might on a bagless never buy bags, but you will be buying filters because, again, you have to replace filters. And you'll replace filters in a bagless machine more often than you will in a bag. Also, if you're sensitive to dust and allergies, you really want to buy a machine that has a bag in it with a true HEPA filter. That's going to help you if you're sensitive to dust and allergies in your home. So, brought the Riccar in today to show you how to maintain this machine. So this is actually a really simple vacuum. I'm going to just take the cord off here real quick. And we have a button right here that will open the bag door. Our bag door will open up, and what I love about bagless, I have a black lab at home named Nick, sheds like no tomorrow. What I love about bagged is that all the dirt and debris goes into this bag. I can take this and throw it away and be done with it. I don't have to dump and have the dust and everything fly up or go outside and dump a bagless vacuum. This bag, people look at it and go, gosh, that's kind of small. Well, actually, it holds a lot of dirt. It holds about 4 quarts of dirt. So about 4 mayonnaise jars of dirt if you wanted to look at it that way, because it actually will pack down inside the bag. So you've got the bag there. Then you also have inside here the, hard at the angle I'm in, you have the little filter here that you'll take out. And then you also have, which is your pre-filter, and then you also have your HEPA filter, pre-filter here, and which is on this model is charcoal activated. You can hear the charcoal. That helps keep the dog odor from coming out in your room when you turn the vacuum on. So activated charcoal is what eliminates odors in vacuum cleaners. So you'll hear that on this model here. Slides right in, and you also have the HEPA filter onto the side. Now none of these filters are washable, and again, they'll last you about a year, depending on your cleaning environment. When you go and change these filters, these are your 2 main filters you want to change, and those are you can get them at any one of our stores for that matter. They just snap on. Notice how easy this is. There's really not a lot of maintenance to it. I mean, you've got your bag, you've got a little filter there. You take this, you drop your bag inside, just like so. Shut your lid, and that's it. Super easy. Get into the brush roller area. Again, we're going to turn it over. Now, this unit is a lot easier to get into the brush roller because there's not a lot of lines in your way. You don't really have to take this all apart. You can, again, for quick use of cleaning, just grab this tool. You can slide it right down the roller like this, and that will cut all your hair and string. You can pull that out, throw it away, and you're all ready to go again. You'll notice this machine has a metal roller, which is a really good quality brush roller, and with actual replaceable brush strips on this unit. So clean your roller. If you do want to get into here like I did on the Hoover, you take these screws, that will open it up. But I'd recommend just using the tool to get into there. Now on your hose, the hoses are, sometimes there's not much you can clean on a hose. Never, ever, ever wash a hose. Washing a hose is a really bad idea because it will never really dry very well, and it's just going to get built up and it'll be a mess. Now this machine, your better quality machines will have hoses that will disconnect real quick and easy. So if you do get something clogging here, you put like a little dowel down in there and get it cleaned out or something like that. The only thing you want to do when you're doing service on this is just make sure your hose has all the suction that it had. And if it didn't, that means there's probably a clog someplace inside here. A nice thing is with like this machine, if you ever damaged your hose, set it up by a heater or something, you can just come in and buy a hose, go back home, snap it right on. Makes it really a maintenance-free style machine. The other thing I just wanted to mention to you, that if you have a vacuum that's 3-4 years old, especially in the bagless world, Shark, Dyson, Hoover, you might want to come in and take a look at some of the new vacuums. Earlier I said the average life of a vacuum is about 3 to 4 years old or 3 to 5 years old. That is on the machines that you find in the big box stores, okay? But they do make machines that are better quality, that will last longer, that are more repairable and have parts available. And Riccar is a great company in St. Louis, Missouri, that have been making vacuums for many, many years. And so the life expectancy of this machine here, I personally say it's a good 12-year machine. The warranty on itself is a 5-year warranty, parts and labor. So the first 5 years, you're all covered. And sometimes people will tell me, well, Ken, I had a Hoover years ago and it lasts 20 years. And now I have a Hoover today and it's only lasts 2. The reason for that is because most machines that manufacturers like that are made overseas, they don't have to make parts for those machines. So they cover the warranty, but then after the warranty's up, there's not much parts you can get for it. And that's one reason why they don't last quite as long. But this machine, they make parts for it. It's got a nice long warranty with it. It's got a fantastic hose. If you want to get in the corners and edges and things like that, a super long stretchy hose. You can get up and do all kinds of tool cleaning with it. Basic little tool on the front there for you. Got your crevice tool right here. And the other thing this tool comes with, remember I mentioned dogs earlier, Black Lab? Well, let me show you something real quick. This has got the Forget It tool. Now, I said it right. Forget It. Kind of a little cute little cliche. So we can put this product is called K-Pop, okay? Very sticky. It's as close to animal hair as I can get. What I love about this tool is it goes right on the end of your hose, and you can just vacuum and get all the animal hair off your sofa, off your dining room chair, your lazy boy chair, whatever you have. The other thing you can do is, let's say you forgot, you took your dog to the dog park this weekend, Monday morning, you got your black outfit on, you go to hop in your car, and you got dog hair on your seat. You can just grab this and it will take that hair off without even using a vacuum. Isn't that amazing? This tool is phenomenal. We actually sell these in case you're interested in getting one. But this is what they call the Forget It tool. And with the R25P, which is PET, that it comes with this tool. So we have these going on right now on sale and on our online store at $6.99 with a 5-year warranty. They're a fantastic machine if you are looking for something good. So I hope that this answers some questions for you, and you now can run right over to the closet, get out that vacuum, and start looking at it and cleaning it up. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thanks so much.